Hey guys, we're about to clock to 2026, which is the new year. I like the celebration, the energy across the world, the diversity in the celebration makes the world look more aesthetical, and I love everything about it. But hey, let's talk about something that makes you feel during the new year, the new year's resolutions. The resolutions that you write could be the problem. Let's not rule out that everything in the resolutions is bad, but there is a possibility that you don't succeed because of the resolutions. The way you write it could be the issue. When you write it could be the issue. The people you show could be the problem. Let me tell you, don't write your resolutions towards the end of the year. It is hysterical even within yourself. It is not rational. You're just acting out of the energy across what is going on. So make sure you write your resolutions even before December. And then make sure writing should be the last resolution of your resolutions. If you're able to write your plans or what you want during the new year or across the new year, write that in the tablets of your heart. Let no one know about your resolutions, because people are people and people can access powers. Let me let you know that your neighbor might not be happy with your success. So if you are to show anybody your resolutions, make sure you show your resolutions to those who matter to you, those who celebrate your success, those who enjoy as you succeed. Could be your family, could be your parents, siblings, or maybe a good friend that really cares about you. And make sure you don't go exposing your resolutions even to churches, even to your pastors, even to those you go praying with in the, what do you call them, fellowships. Because people are people and people can access powers. Let me tell you, that is an area that people neglect so much, because you think, I go to this church, I do this, and I trust my fellow Christians, I trust my friends. That is where you fail. Do not let your resolutions out. Let me tell you, when I was growing up, during that last week before the crossover Kesha, we were told, go write your resolutions and bring them to me. And during the Kesha, we are going to read them out and pray for you. Up to today, I didn't see anything that happened in my resolutions. I don't know how, but this is why I'm basing my argument in do not show people your resolutions. You don't know what happens in the secret. You just don't know. You'll take your resolutions to your pastor or take them to your church, and you're told, before we cross the new year or after crossing the new years and the new year, and you do your celebrations, you're told, pray for your resolutions, and those who want to be prayed for, come over and I'll offer prayers. Let me tell you, whatever the altar that serves you in your church, you just are not aware of. You think the word God being mentioned on the pulpit is the God that you know. Let me tell you, every God has a title of the word God. Okay? People are not afraid of mentioning the word God. It all depends with who or which God it is. Okay? So be very careful when you're dealing with your resolutions. When you go to your churches and you're there hysterically celebrating the new year, let me tell you, those prophecies of the new years will make you fail big time, because what is needed for your planning is just actions and seeking first the kingdom of God, and all the other things will be added to you. The fake promises that you're given, naona mtu atapata gari hii kanisa, naona mtu let me tell you, those are just gimmicks. If there is a day that pastors use to attract people, it's date 31st. If you choose a certain church to go for a crossover kesha on 31st, that is a day your pastor or that pastor maximizes on trying to attract people to join his church. Remember, 31st kesha is not meant for just Christians. It is meant for everybody, even drunkards. Go to church and celebrate. As you say, hey, New Year 2026, they are bouncing with you, shouting to the top of their voices. So be very careful, because there are spirits sometimes that are set on that date to make sure that they bind you and attract you towards the membership of that church. And you know what? Many churches end up having a certain cluster of churchgoers, but they cannot explain why they don't leave that church. Leaving a church is not a sin. Go to a church where people worship God in truth and in spirit. But if you notice a certain trend of repetitive poverty in a certain church, repetitive way of doing things that are not developmental, run. It is not a sin, because you might be caught in certain spirits that you are not aware of. I know I'm going to be beaten for this, but that's the truth. People are caught in the poverty circle. You keep repeating your poverty every year and after year. You don't you don't do any developmental thing in your life, and you keep asking yourself, what is going on in my life? I keep praying, my pastor keeps praying for me, but the issue is the church. You just don't know the power that serves you there. Know God for yourself. Just seek God for yourself. I don't tell you, no, I didn't say don't go to church, but let me tell you, if you know God in a personalized way, you're going to get the answers that you're always looking for. Your answers are not going to come from that pulpit, not from that pastor that you like. I don't know. You people think that sometimes the pastors are gods. They are not small gods. They are human beings looking for salvation just like you. Make sure your resolutions are not taken to those altars. The biggest answer is going to come from that secret room that you go to pray in. Those are the real prayers, not these other hysterical prayers that jiombe sasa tunaenda kuombea jambo sijui. No. Make sure you're not caught up in the religious circles that are not beneficial. Adios.